Alright, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to do something a little crazy, and what if we decided to play Reanimator with just black cards? Not doing all this Cavaro, Spider-Man stuff, just old school, put stuff in the graveyard, get it onto the battlefield. There's some hurdles we'll have to jump, but I think we can do it. Now, we'll admit, the main reason I wanted to play this was for one particular card, but we'll talk about that here in a second. But Requiting Hex, so we could buy time, because that's what this deck's going to be all about. Bitter Triumph, another way we can get stuff into the graveyard. We are going to play some Feed the Swarm just so we can deal with some things like Rest in Peace, maybe the opposing like talents of some sort. You know, we got to have a way to get rid of a few things. We do have Quag Feast as another way to fill our graveyard. Strategic Betrayal for opposing graveyards, though I could see an argument for maybe another Feed the Swarm or Quag Feast. We'll see how that goes. Collector's Vault, this is another way we can fill the graveyard while getting some mana, so we can just hard cast stuff if necessary. One Scavenger Regent just as another sweeper of sorts, but gives us a creature we can get in a pinch. We do have some Zombify as a way to get our creatures back. Live or Die, which can destroy a creature or let us get a creature back at instant speed, which is very nice. Rottenmouth Viper. Now, this is one that, while it is easier to deal with, it does cause problems for the opponent, especially if we're getting multiple copies or getting it at instant speed, and then forcing them to react to it. We do have some Summon Primal Odin, so this can also just get rid of a thing, while putting your opponent on notice that they kind of have to block. And then the main reason I wanted to play is I wanted to try this cloning of Shredder. Like, what are some cool things we could do with this? And I started thinking, like, what if we make multiple copies of Rottenmouth Viper? Or Arden, the Usurper, or Valgavoth, right? Like, these are all great cards that if we can get multiple copies of, should lead to some wins. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a crazy one. Don't know how this is going to work out, but hey, should be fun, right? That's what we're here for. But before we do that, if you're going to buy some Magic cards, I got to remind you, hop over to our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. Really good people. They go to all the major events. You can have orders set for pickup, all that fun stuff. But more importantly, if you use my code over there, it's DRAGN, you'll save 5% on everything you buy over on their website. So save some money, support the channel. I appreciate you. But all right, that bit of business is done. Let's go see if this Mono Black Reanimator can go old school with some big bodies. Yeah, we can't keep this. This is too much to keep to try. We got to get stuff in the yard, and we need more mana, so that's not going to cut it. This is like the same hand. Like, what? All right, we'll try again, I guess. Yeah, this is bad. That's all I know is this is not good. All right, you have a Hired Claw. I mean, we have a Requiting Hex, so that does something, right? Wow, that's aggressive. You're just going to shelter for no reason? I guess they have an extra shelter, because why else would you just waste that? Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'd rather have a creature that we could have flipped into the yard holding onto the Zombify, but if we can keep removal against the red-white deck, obviously, we'll do that, you know? Sure, I take 6, I guess. I mean, no secret that instant speed removal would be better, but sometimes you just gotta take what you can get. Do you have any more lizards? Nope, we're down to 10. I'm assuming that probably a Burst Lightning in their hand. Pass the turn. We can at least try to make a 1/1 to block if we want to now, so that's something. All right. I will take the risk and go to 9. All right, go to 7. Go to 6. All right, I guess we're at 5. Okay, that's a card that could be helpful. So now we'll be able to cast things if we draw them. But we almost need, like, specifically an Arden. Not that. that is definitely not what we need. That makes another token, but doesn't really help. I'm going to do this now. Oh, another Zombify. Gross. Alright, pass turn. Huh. They must have things that need to go on creatures. Let's sack a treasure to draw. Okay, we can find some life if it comes down to it. So that's a thing, right? Ugh, feed the swarm. That's definitely not what we want. Alright, pass turn. Sack. I mean, we have to be careful because we could just get hit for 5 with 2 spells, but as long as we have one... Oh no, because we'd have to target 2 things. Interesting. Alright. There's a land. We could just straight up play this. What's the regular cost? 6? Nah, we could also just reanimate it. Oh, never mind. That's way better. Let's go ahead and reanimate good old Valgavoth. Alright. 1 turn, and we should be okay, because we can gain life on Rottenmouth Vipers. Or not, Requiting Hexes now. Alright. This is where things should be okay. Yeah, Street Betrayal, you can go away. Your opponent's saying GG's. Now I don't think they're going to be able to get us. Yeah, Bolt Wave's not going to be nearly enough. Yep. Alright. For being on the draw, this seems reasonable. I mean, we technically get to hex something. Then if there's a Badger Mole here, we can get rid of it with the Quag Feast. That was a Chocobo. And another Chocobo. Interesting. I guess we use Strategic Betrayal. I mean, the problem is we don't have a Reanimator card available. I almost kind of don't want to flip one. But, Alright. I'm going to do this. We take 1, but it's okay. I almost used Strategic Betrayal there. But we'll see what they do. Okay. So we'll get the Quag Feast to Hydra. Right? Yeah. Alright, we have reanimatory targets, but we don't have any of our spells to get them. What are we holding on to in hand, opponent? Another Mossborn Hydra. Darn it. Alright, well, we could just be dead to Hydra next turn. We may not have a choice. I mean, I guess we could draw exactly Zombify. That would help. Alright. So we're going to take 6. Come on, Zombify. You are not a Zombify. Alright, well, we're dead. Alright, I guess we got to keep this. Good old Llanowar Elf, sure. I mean, we got kind of where we want to go with this opener, right? Bitter Triumph to make him get rid of something. We could discard the Arden. So, like, The pieces are there. This guy is for the greatest mana value among artifacts. So let's go ahead and just get rid of the Llanowar Elf now. I mean, we're giving up the secret, and as soon as we discard an Arden, like, nobody's surprised about what's coming. You discard an Arden or a Valgavoth, your opponent automatically knows the shenanigans. Like, zero chance that anything good's gonna come of that. Alright, we got a Collector's Vault loaded, not that we need it. Another Llanowar Elf, sure. And a backup Arden, not that we really want that. So do you have like bounce spells or counters or what's going on? Alright, I guess we try. Oh, they didn't have anything? Wow. What's in your hand? Alright, I mean, they have... I guess you could play Meringue here? Bounce 2 things? But they're trying to do artifacty stuff, right? You know what's funny? With Lessons from Life, this is the second opponent in like 2 days, I think, that I've had play this card. And I don't think I've had anybody play it against me before this week. That's very surprising. Okay, so we can feed the Swarm if we just want to get something from the opponent. Yeah. Because it just forces a lethal situation. Like, let me borrow that elf. Alright, cool. And that's not to say this card isn't good. Because, I mean, it's 4 mana, draw 3, and you get to play an extra land, right? For 4 mana, that's actually solid value. I'm just kind of surprised I haven't seen more people playing it. Okay. Yeah, let's keep it and see what happens. Oh, Leonin Vanguard. Why could we not have gone first? That would have been so much better for us. Alright. So, the plan, probably kill whatever life thing they get that benefits from life gain. Assuming this isn't just cats, it's probably a life gain deck, though. Alright. I don't hate that. In the sense that we at least slow them down a bit with a strategic betrayal. Another Pride Mate, and probably going to play like Halaya next turn or something. Actually, you can play Halaya here if you had it. Okay, it looks like they don't, because I imagine they would have played it, gotten +3. Oh, this is a ninja? No, not a ninja at all. That's something. Okay, well that's not a thing we see happen. Sure. I don't know how we're going to get out of this, but I'm going to have to get real creative. And they don't have any... Well, they'll have a thing in the yard here in a second. Wow, lost Jete. All right. That costs 1 to equip, so they could still protect a creature. Actually, hold on. Let's cancel that. Because we probably... Yeah, we want them to attack first. Okay, Ruin Lurker Bat, fine. Let's go ahead, and now we'll discard a card. I think it has to be Arden. Because if we find a Reanimator spell, we would like to get Arden to be able to get their creature back and do a thing. But we might have a turn. It's not going to be great. We might have 2 turns. Alright, let's go ahead and play Collector Vaults. We're kind of going to get 2 shots at it. And Kind of need to be a zombify, I think. Though I guess there's a world 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, we'd still be short. All right. No shelter or anything, because they would have played it, I think. Because Collector's Vault's just a sign of shenanigans. We know that. All right, so we're going to take 4, go to 7. Which does technically put lethal on the battlefield. And they have something they're not playing, so that's very concerning. Oh, you are good too. All right. Be there, please. A reanimator spell of some kind. Any of them would be good. Not you. Oh, no. I guess if we get a removal spell, maybe if it's not a protective spell in their hand. Nope. We just bricked entirely. Golly. I mean, I guess not entirely. We could play Rottenmouth Viper to sacrifice the board. It's not great, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess we gotta. It's kind of our only play. And they have so much life, they don't even have to care right now. And if they have anything of relevance, we lose. Oh, I guess not. They only have 6 currently. Oh, no, they can move our counter from the Jitte. I mean, the crazy thing here is if we'd have got any of our Reanimator cards, we'd have been good. Now our problem is if we get Cloning of Shredder, we're not going to have the mana. So we need any of our other ones. God, we drew like all the monsters. We went through so many extra cards and stuff too. We just didn't get there. Wow, they opted to keep whatever it is. Well, if it's like a shelter or whatever and they were just patient, they win anyway. It probably is. Alright, we'll queue up the GGs. Because they didn't discard it. It's obviously something worth playing here, right? I mean, I would assume. So 4 mana, 4A. Angelic Desert. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're just way dead. Whatever. Tough part is, if we'd have found any of our cards, we were super live. As a matter of fact, not even were we live. I think we just win the game. But we just didn't find any of the Reanimator spells, even looking at all those extra cards. Yeah. This is fine, right? Collector's Vault. Hope it lives. Like, kind of where we're at. And against something with white, we at least have Feed the Swarm, so it's not too bad. Hopefully. Question is, how much do we believe that they would have something we're worried about? I'm going to go ahead and Feed the Swarm anyway. I should probably be trying to maximize the Collector's Vault, but this at least slows them down enough that we don't have to worry about too much. Yep, you get a dude with some counters. Vault something big? Ooh, Cloning of Shredder. I would draw that and be happy. Let's pass the turn. I think we're going to attempt to just reanimate Valgavoth and then try to make copies of Rottenmouth Viper. I think is going to be our game plan. And hope that works. And if it doesn't, it'll be a rough time for us. Alright. We know what we're drawing, so we're not worried about that. We just want to discard the Valgavoth. Ooh, or discard Arden and get back Valgavoth sounds way better. So let's do that. Discard Arden. Already played a land, so we'll use one of the treasure to get back Arden. Then go to our graveyard, get back a Valgavoth, and go attacking. And then we can just play big Rotmouth Viper. Well, we have a lot of options coming up. Yeah, this is tough for the opponent too, because the only real action would be to play a creature just to be able to sacrifice it, and then, like, get lost the Valgavoth, potentially. But also, just getting rid of Arden here is pretty important. Yeah, I was gonna say, that still does something. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, might as well get in there. Okay. I mean, we're only at 10. Oh, well, that's a card. Can we... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could get rid of Zorline. Huh. That's something. What if we draw and discard? Ooh, Strategic Betrayal is also good. And then we clone of Shredder. To get rid of Zorline. And then we'll attack for 5. So we'll go to 15. I think I'm willing to go to 12. All right. Man, trying to do battle with some life gain bats. Well, they had a backup Zorline, so there's that. Gonna make something unblockable? That takes more than that, though, right? Yeah, it takes 4. Delney kind of works. Makes Momo unblockable. Sure, I'll just block with this. Seems good. We get to make another copy. Which will now... Ooh. If we get rid of that, we move the counters, though. I don't like that. That makes me sad. I don't think we can afford to do that. It's not worth the risk. Strategic Betrayal. Okay. We'll just go attacking. Opponent didn't block. Opponent, no. Oh, no. You just die. Okay, well, there's that, I guess. I mean, I was planning to probably just play Zorline and then draw and discard and pass and just see what happens, but... All right. I mean, it's a tough thing for the opponent because we end up where we have 3 of these at some point, and you have to block every single one of them, or else you just end up losing the game. So they were going to be in a tough spot anyway. But the thing is, like, worst case scenario, we get 2 cards, they lose 2 life, so we still would have had stuff going. But yeah, that's kind of a good scenario for us. Sure. This seems fine. Wow, somebody's name is just MTGA. I don't know how you got that one. Good job, though. Otter. We do not want to even have to mess with an otter. Alright, have some bitter triumphs, sure. Another otter. And another otter. We might as well just make their life tough if we can. We'll Quag Feast, why not? Alright, 2 tough cards to lose, not gonna lie. That's a little rough, losing the Collector's Vault and a Requiting Hex. Requiting Hex is actually good against these types of decks. All their creatures are small. Still is worth targeting something and taking 3, though. Oh, they're actually playing Consult the Star Charts. That's interesting. Because, I mean, taking 3 is basically preventing, like, 7+. Oh, well, okay, you're a thing. Definitely would have loved to have had you in the yard, but we can get you there. Wow, Balmora. That's not somebody we see too often. We're going to try to give him haste. Our opponent's going to get a little greedy. Discard a card. Alright. Come on, Zombifies. You are not a Zombify. I mean, we're shields down if you get something, opponent. Alright, let's make a 1/1. Because we can sacrifice that for value later. Wow, we might have to. Opponent's like, wait, you can just keep making 1/1s? Like, yep, this is our backup plan. We don't love the plan, but it's a plan. In the turn. And these can block and only be blocked by spirits. Love how it's worded. Can't block or be blocked by non-spirits. It's easier to say this. Can block or be blocked only by spirits. I like that wording better. But I don't know. Let's see if they have, like, I don't know, fire magic or something. That might be about what we're about to see. Nope. They just figure they got to use it on something. And we don't get a card for it, so that makes sense. In the turn. Pearls of Wisdom. Draw some cards. So the opponent was just all in on trying to do just a big attack. Prowess, draw cards, keep the plan going, and just play whatever you can in one shot. Alright, you're making an otter. We're going to make another creature. We're going to Collector's Vault, discard and draw. Yep, that's fine. We'll gamble. If you kill us, you kill us. We have Primal Odin in the yard and Rotmouth Viper. Alright, this is how you can beat us. If you have all the cards you need. There's a Storm Chaser's talent. We are at 20 life, so we're lucky in that regard. Gonna bounce. Okay, yeah, sure. That seems to be like the real popular play these days is Storm Chaser's talent, bounce your talent, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, it works, I guess. We take 8. Then we have a Zombify. Alright, well, what's our best play? It's not Rotmouth Viper. Let's go ahead and get the summon Primal Odin. This guy makes stuff cheaper, so sure. We'll go that way. We can't block anything, so sure. And then we just have to hope we're not dead. I mean, bounce spell plus 2 of anything, we just lose. So opponent could very well Return a bounce spell, play one other thing, land plus something, and we lose? I mean, I think that's real. Oh, no, never mind. They need one more mana. Yeah, so they bounce this. We take 6. Go to 6. Yep. I mean, that puts us in danger range. They could just burn us out. Oh, but then there's Valgavoth. Well, that wasn't part of our initial math, but I'm here for it. And the Arden. So we can get 2 bodies. Is it more important? Oh, wait, Arden, hold on. Arden gives something haste, though, right? Yeah, so whatever we get would gain 5 anyway. So we could... Yeah, this is fine. We'll just we'll discard Arden. Like, as much as it would be cool to have 9 life, 5 is going to be plenty here, I think. Oh, wait, they didn't leave anything untapped. They're going to lose anyway. I just realized, like, we still have... Oh, no, this is the new summon Primal. Never mind. They bounced the other one. I was just like, wait, do we have 2 opponents do this? I was like, no, that'd be crazy. All right. All right. Now you got to discard some things or lose some life. They can afford to take 4 once, and they could go to 1. But then they have to have exactly bounce spells and something. That's a lot to ask for their deck. Yeah, this is a tough decision situation for them, depending on what's in their hand. All right, they go to 1. We're at 11. And we know they've used 2 bounce spells already? Oh, nope, just 1. So anything's possible. They could also make something unblockable. Like, there's a few things they could do. All right, can't be blocked. That's a start. Make another one where it can't be blocked. Draw a card. Secret identity. All right, so you're bigger. So that's 5. Double the power. Oh, no, that's it. We're good. Man, nice. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, that's kind of a weird situation in a sense that while they did draw another Boomerang Basics, like being able to just get multiples of your bodies is such a big deal because they couldn't even really waste a turn to bounce this. And with us having potentially other creatures in the graveyard, it doesn't do that much anyway. So you kind of have to deal with the creatures as they show up. But yeah, they still had opportunities where they could have won that one. Like, had this been another one of the Enigmas, then they could have made something where it can't be blocked, and then that would have become a 5, and that would have killed us. So there were still outs for the opponent, even for as well as the end of that game went for us. Yeah, I guess this is fine to keep, huh? Infestation Sage, okay. I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty good deck against us. At least the decks we know of that play those types of cards. The tough part is we need to... I guess we just got to do this. I wanted to take a chance to set up a Collector's Vault, but doesn't feel worth it. And we don't have a Reanimator card in hand anyway, so we're not that pressed. Alright, well, you got it. Alright, I guess that kind of helps us. In the sense that we can use Strategic Betrayal safely until we actually get rid of a Sephiroth. That's kind of nice. And a Gorehound. And a freebooter. Sure. Nope. And sacrifice something. Yep, they're getting all the value. Why not? And something else. Sure. Okay, well, we'll see what happens from here. Pass the turn. How crazy is all of this? I think we're just going to target the caller. Or collar, I should say. Caller is a whole different card that these decks sometimes play. What else you got? There's another Forsaken Miner. I say another, a Forsaken Miner. Alright. And a Sephiroth. Sure. You got it. Zombify? Not a Zombify. It's disappointing. Play a land. Yeah, let's go for it. See what we find. Alright. I mean, we could have done worse, I guess. Alright. I mean, it's not great, but maybe we have a chance. We have maybe 2 turns at best. Unless they're just holding, like, removal cards or some such. But that didn't help our cause any. I'll tell you that. Alright, Reanimator card off the top. It's kind of what we need. That is not it. But Quag Feast at least does something. Let's draw and discard first. I guess it has to be the Collector Vault. Because there is a world where maybe we just play the Rottenmouth Viper. How can I cast this right now? Oh, it's just saying it's 3 because there's 3 things I can get rid of. I was like, that's not correct. Alright. Come on, deck. Jeez, seriously? Come on now. What are we doing? You're joking, right? Alright, well, we can pay 4, because the full cost is 6, right? Yeah, so we can pay 4, sack 2 treasure. I mean, it's better than nothing. Maybe it's a removal spell, and the only thing is, like, the, tragic trajectory or something. But yeah, if it's not a Reanimator spell, I don't think we can win. We can get an Arden, which would be sick. But yep, we take 3. Alright, well, this is kind of it. Alright, we found a Zombify. Jeez, that took so much work. Alright, we got the opponent down to empty hands. Let's go. This only lets us sacrifice creature, right? Another creature dies. So we're going to go to our graveyard. Probably just get Summon Primal Odin. Though, in all actuality, getting a... all of a sudden, the game is muted. That's weird. Well, that's game. We can't lose, because they'll just lose to our 5/5. I feel like we had to hang on for so damn long. Like, we did so much to stay alive in this game, and somehow got there at the very last second. Like, the deck was setting up for a lot of drama. Oh, so what did we learn? Wow. Maybe we need a full set of Cloning of Shredder, I guess. And Live or Die, we never really drew. So I guess it comes down to, do we want to play just 8 Reanimator spells and call it good? Because that's what we're doing right now anyway. But Live or Die does have some flexibility to it. I think we only drew... Did we even draw Scavenger Regent? If we did, it was maybe once, but I don't think we even cast it. It might have just ended up in the graveyard. And realistically, the games we probably did the best in were the ones where we got Collector's Vault and or like Fountain Port operational. So being able to produce those extra mana or sacrifice a creature, get extra cards, like those helped so much. So what if we went one less Requiting Hex? A little bit of a risk, but there are some matchups where Requiting Hex doesn't do a whole lot. To play one more Collector's Vault. I'm willing to gamble on Live or Die not being in the deck if we're playing more Collector's Vault. And then just one more Cloning of Shredder, I think. And that makes it more reasonable. I mean, still not great. I mean, we're only playing 24 land. But realistically, our goal is just try to play any of these cards and get stuff in the graveyard. And not need more than 4 mana, realistically. But arguments could be made to still, like, cut a Cloning of Shredder, play an extra land, right? So we could just hard cast stuff. So I'll leave that up to y'all, whether you want the extra land or not, or whether you want the other Cloning of Shredder. Overall, I would say I wouldn't build this deck if I were you, just because... I'll say this. If you already have the parts and you're looking for something fun, then by all means build it. If you don't already have a lot of the parts, I wouldn't go spend a lot of resources on it. For 2 reasons. One, I think there are too many really tight gameplay situations that could go sideways, and it's going to cost you losses, right? The other issue is that there's going to be some matchups like against, say, like Mono Black Control or Azorius Control that, like, you're just not going to do much, right? And it's not going to be that fun for you. Now, you did see a lot of those other games when against mid-rangey decks or creature decks, like, there's a lot we can do, and there's a lot of ways to win those games. But if you're not, some of those aren't going to be as fun. And you also have Strixhaven around the corner, so I don't think I'd go burning a bunch of resources when we'd probably change this deck up entirely once we see what's in Strixhaven anyway, right? It might be worth splashing a color to play some of these other cards to make it a little more worthwhile. Let me also throw in for a second that I know there's going to be somebody else like, oh, but you could play more sweepers and you could do this. And he's like, don't do it. This is fun. If you want to play it in the play queue, I think it'll be great and you can have a good time. And you don't care about your bad draws or where you get too many Reanimator spells, you get too many big creatures or whatever the case is. Have fun with that. If you build this and you want to play it on rank ladder, you're going to be lucky to be 50%. So just saying, I put that out there. I let y'all know, right? It's fun. I had a good time. Again, I wouldn't spend a crazy amount of resources on it with an upcoming set and everything else. This is fun to do every once in a while, not something I think it's made for ranking. Just putting my 2 cents out there. Maybe somebody proves me wrong, but that's just what it is. But I'll leave that up to y'all as a judgment call. I think overall, though, this was fun. It was interesting. Something you don't see that often, and we got some cool come from behind wins, and you can't really ask for too much more there. But that's all I have for now. This link will be over on Moxfield like always. We'll see you next time.